ريتشارد أتياس ضيف برنامج في الصورة مع عبدالله المديفر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله، حياكم الله في إطلالة جديدة من برنامجكم الأسبوعي في الصورة الذي يشرف بأعينكم على قناة خليجية ويتهادى إلى أسماعكم عبر أثير روتانا FM. نحاور أصحاب الشأن والرأي لنضعكم في الصورة. ضيفي الليلة هو الرئيس التنفيذي لمؤسسة مبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار، والذي يحمل خبرة متراكمة وسيرة طويلة في صناعة المؤتمرات الدولية. ريتشارد أتياس في الصورة. حياكم الله من جديد واسمكم جميعا. نرحب بضيفي السيد ريتشارد أتياس. سيد ريتشارد، أهلا وسهلا بك.
Thank you for having me, Mr. عبدالله.
سعيدين بوجودك كثيرا.
Same here. It's a great pleasure.
أريد أن هذا الحوار أن أستعرضه معك، يعني أو مداخل الحوار ستكون مجموعة من الفيديوهات، نستعرض كل فيديو ثم يكون له أفضل مفتاح للدخول إلى محاورنا.
You are the boss.
لا، نحن شركاء هنا. FII.
مبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار، رؤساء وقادة الأعمال بالعالم في مكان واحد.
هذه حرب السعوديين، هذه حربي اللي أخوضها شخصيا، ولا أريد أن أفارق الحياة إلا وأرى الشرق الأوسط في مقدمة مصاف العالم، وأعتقد أن هذا الهدف سوف يتحقق 100%.
C'est ton speech, ça, par contre. I have the Albanese speech now that I will deliver. Mr. Prime Minister.
What we could call it the worst energy crisis that the world might attend to, with the exception, of course, of what we underwent during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to quantify exactly, but I certainly feel comfortable saying that it's getting 10 times better per year, which is, you know, let's say it's 4 years from now, that would mean 10,000 times better.
I would like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to custodian of the two holy mosques, His Majesty King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and to His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman.
A nossa confiança vem sendo restabelecida após a nossa chegada ao governo. É quase um milagre eu estar vivo, quase um milagre as condições pelas quais eu fui eleito.
اليوم ينطلق حدث مهم في الرياض في نسخته التاسعة. FII ينطل في العاصمة السعودية. أريد أن أعرف منك ما هو هذا الحدث، كيف ولد، وكالعادة ضعنا في الصورة.
You know, first of all, I would like to highlight the fact that FII as a conference became a flagship event in the world. And this is amazing because this idea was born 9 years ago, and it came from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. I'm not sure that 9 years ago we were expecting to become the #1 conference in the world. And it happened because there is a story behind. There is a value proposition. There is a strong DNA. I will always remember when His Royal Highness gave us, to me and to His Excellency Yasser Umayyan, the Governor of PF, a mandate. He said, let's create something in Riyadh where everyone will come as an investor, as a businessman, as a public figures, to understand where the money is going, in which directions, in which geographies, and in which sector. So this value proposition is great, and this is why today you have thousands of CEOs, of entrepreneurs, of young pioneers, and public figures, and politicians, and world leaders coming together, because we need to understand what is happening in the world. If you tell me what is the definition of FII, I will tell you it is a place where you come to understand what is happening in the world. Not only in business, but between countries, between governments, between sectors. What is the future of artificial intelligence? What will be the future of energy? We saw His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. He always gives an amazing, inspiring speeches to understand what's going on this sector. But in all sectors, food security, healthcare, technology. So this is why you can always expect some great information, great news. And with the help of media, and thank you again for being with us every year, we are an echo chamber, which means everything which is discussed at FII is shared with people. Access to knowledge, access to information. Because we cannot welcome millions of people. We already have 8,000, inshallah. In a few days, it's already a lot. So this is why FII became probably one of the most, if it's not the number one platform today in the world with an impact on humanity. Because FII is owned by the FII Institute, a not-for-profit foundation, which is becoming now a very influential platform, mashallah, because we want to have an impact on humanity, a positive impact, a concrete impact, a tangible impact.
ولو سألتك ال FII مكان لمن؟
Very good question. I would say for everybody. And this is very important. The first time someone is asking me that question. FII is for everybody. Why for everybody? Not only for the people who are in the room. We have millions of people watching live. And guess what? The majority of these people are young people. I always say to my people, my dream is that FII become the most loved brand for the youth. Because the youth cannot all travel to Riyadh. It's expensive. It's expensive to come for 3 days somewhere and to pay the hotel and the accommodation. So this is why we are always open to the public. No censorship. We want people to be able to follow us on live stream, on internet, on YouTube. This year we are even developing more tools with artificial intelligence to be sure that all the sessions are scripted, live, thanks to AI, so people will have access to the conversation and the discussion. So it's for everybody. But who is in the room? Entrepreneurs, young people, businessmen, media. 600 media will be at FII 9. You have definitely also political figures. You have not only entrepreneurs, pioneers, startup people, you know, because we are trying to be also a connector between the entrepreneurs and the bankers, the people who will help them to make their project a reality. The other thing, amazing. When we started FII, only 9% of women. Now, 26%. They represent 1/4 of the audience. So it's very inclusive. And who else? I'm very happy to see that we have the Americans, but we have the Chinese also at the same table. And as you know, we have the Vice President of China who will deliver a great speech coming soon. We have also people from the north, people from the south. We have people from Russia and people from Ukraine. So it is a place for peace also, for dialogue. And we want peace. Why? Because peace brings prosperity. And this is why the theme of this 9th edition is the key for prosperity. Because everyone in the world is hoping to have prosperity, or a little part of prosperity. So FII is for everyone. It is probably, in total objectivity, the most inclusive platform in the world. And it is happening in Riyadh. Why? You didn't ask me the question. I will tell you why. Because Riyadh is the barycenter of the world today. And I say that in total objectivity. Because if you look at the world map and you see where Riyadh and the Arabic Peninsula is located, it is a connector, the catalyst between east and west, north and south. So very easy to come to Riyadh. Now, mashallah, it's extremely well connected with every continent. And this is why it is extremely logical to host this conference in Riyadh every year.
قبل قليل أنت تحدثت عن أنه ال FII مكان محتمل لفهم المناخ الاستثماري اتجاه الرياح الاستثمارية. سؤالي لك بوضوح اليوم، إلى أين تتجه الريح؟
Let's talk first on sectors. The money is going, maybe too much money, in AI, artificial intelligence. Why? It's not just a trend. AI is not a bubble. AI is impacting every single sector of the economy. AI will change your life. AI will change my life. Why? Because AI will change the way we are getting education. You will see at FII new models of how today you can accelerate the learning thanks to AI. They will not replace teachers. They will not replace schools, but they will give them a tool to accelerate the way you learn. You will be, inshallah, in much better health thanks to AI. Why? Because today, if you go and you do a medical checkup, AI will analyze the data and will tell you what will happen to you in the next 10 to 20 years. Preventive, predictive medicine. We all want and wish to live long, but we need to live long in good health, alhamdulillah. So AI will help you. If something is wrong, God forbid, AI will help you thanks to help the diagnostic and to tell you which treatment you should have based on your body, on your DNA. So AI, a lot of money is going on AI. Number two, AI money is going on new energy. We need energy. We cannot have this program without the light, without the power. So we need energy. And we need to have affordable energy. AI will bring data centers. Data centers, they consume a lot of energy. This is why the kingdom is very well positioned, because you have affordable, competitive energy. So money is going to renewable energy. Money is going to food security. 8 billion people soon. Inshallah, in few years, 10 billion people in the planet. We need to give food to everybody. It's not the case. So we need to invest on food security, on the way we will produce more and more food. Money is going on electric batteries. I see that a lot because it will help, not again on energy, but the way you will build new, I would say, houses, etc. Money is going on infrastructure because the world is still fragmented. You have very modern cities, very modern countries, but still we have some countries which are underdeveloped. So we are to invest on infrastructure and so far and so on. In terms of geographies, the money is going a lot in the south, in the global south. Because we have some countries, we need to accelerate their transformation. They need to be part of the globalization. It's not normal to see a world which is very fragmented, where you have the rich and the poor. We need to help to create a lot of medium class societies, communities. So this is why the money is going in Latin America, in Africa, and in this part of the world. A lot of money is coming in the GCC countries. Why? Because there is also a vision. And in Saudi Arabia, foreign direct investment, alhamdulillah, is coming because there is Vision 2030. And investors, you know, they are cold-blooded people. They are bankers. They look at the return of investment. And they see that when you see what is happening in many sectors in these countries, in infrastructure, in energy, in AI, in entertainment, in sport, and so far and so on, they say, wow, this is a place in motion. As his wife Hannes said at FII a few years ago, it's a place for dreamers, because we have big dreams, but for doers. So this is where the money is coming. The money is coming in also what I'm calling the new champions. Some small countries in Eurasia, you know, what we call the Eurasian countries, like Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan. Money is going to some countries in Asia, which are West Asia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, Thailand. And the money, of course, is going to the Middle East and to Saudi Arabia in particular. So the global south.
لماذا السعودية بشكل خاص؟
For three reasons. Number one, the leadership. Investment go when you can trust the people. You need to build trust before anything else. And it's an amazing team. You have a great king, inshallah, you have a great leader, the Crown Prince, who is implementing the vision, the strategy, and you have amazing government leaders who never stop. They work, mashallah, 24/7. I don't know when they sleep. I can tell. You know, you get calls at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., a video call conference, 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, never sleep, you know. Before we're saying, New York is a city who would never sleep. I would say, guys, come to Saudi Arabia and you will see. No one sleeps in this country. So this is number one, the leadership. And you know, I always say that all the crises we had in the past 20 years, lack of leadership. Here you have a very strong leadership. Number two, talented people, very well educated, young people who want to succeed. You have what I call the rage. I always say to my people, guys, wake up. You need to have the rage. You need to want. You need to have this energy all the time. You need to show to investors, to people, to your friends, to your colleagues, to your family that you want. Don't be in your comfort zone. It's not about money. It's about the legacy. You will be old soon, guys. Time is flying. So when you will be in your 60s like me, 70s, 80s, you have to say, hey, what did I achieve in my life? It's not about success. It's who did I inspire? Who did I help in my life? What did I build? So number two, talents, the quality of the people. And then number three, the ambition of the project. It's not just about what we call the Giga project. It's not just about Niyam or Red Sea, Qadiyya, Dar'iyya, etc., etc. It's what is happening every day. I come to Saudi Arabia for more than 20 years. Each time I come back, and it's not every 3 months, sometimes it's every month, I don't recognize the airport. It's always more and more modern. New terminals, new technology. One day you have the smart gate, the next day you have like no gates. So the whole country is in movement, in transformation, and you have the audience, 35 million people, which will become very soon 50 million people, inshallah. And one day Saudi Arabia will be 100 million people. So you have the community, you have the audience. And despite the scale, if you compare to China, I spent 1 year of my life in China in 2008 when I was producing the Olympic Games opening ceremony. And I saw this country in movement. But we're talking about a country of 1.2 billion people. So Saudi Arabia remind me at only 35 million people, the same energy, the same amplitude, the same scale than China 25 years ago. So this is why people are confident and they want to come to Saudi Arabia. Some very important CEOs, big guys, they were coming every 2 years, every year, now every 3 months. This is a very tangible fact.
كان ينظر إلى السعودية إلى أنها هذه مملكة النفط.
You're absolutely right. It was first the kingdom of oil. Then I was always saying it's a kingdom of energy. But not energy as power, energy of dynamism. Now it is a kingdom of opportunities. This is how they look at the kingdom. Each time I speak to someone in America, in Europe, or in Asia, they ask me always the same question. Richard, tell me more about the opportunities which exist in the kingdom. And opportunities not just in business. Opportunities even for traveling. I will give you an anecdote. One of our family friends, a lady, a very nice lady who lives in America and Europe. She never traveled a lot. She's very conservative. And she's always very scared. She called me like 3 months ago. Richard, I said, yes. She told me, I'm going to Saudi Arabia. Okay, what can I do for you? Can you help me to organize my trip? Oh, what will be your trip? I will come, inshallah, for Christmas and New Year in Saudi Arabia. Great. By yourself, with your husband? No. I'm coming with 26 people, my whole family, my kids and my grandkids. I say, oh, mashallah. And yes, I am even bringing my grandkids who are 4 years old, 5 years old. Okay, and where do you want to go? I say, I want to go to Al-Ula. I want to go to Red Sea. I need to make a stop in Riyadh. Frankly speaking, I was not expecting at all this lady, who has so many other opportunities, to spend 2 weeks to come to Saudi Arabia and to visit everything for 10 days. Then I told her, okay, great, we will organize everything, don't worry. But why did you pick Saudi Arabia? She told me, you know, Richard, I was working for years for Sotheby's, one of the most important auction art house. And I know that what they're doing in culture, what they're doing in art, what they're doing in entertainment is amazing. Plus, they have so many UNESCO site heritage. I need to see that. So opportunities are also in tourism. Also in, I would say, discovering the richness of the kingdom which were undiscovered. So when I say kingdom of opportunities, it's also the kingdom of beauties, of hidden treasuries. You know, this morning, before coming to see you, I discovered something which I was not expecting in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
ما
The next train, a beautiful train called the Dream of the Desert. The train will be starting to be operating, inshallah, in November 2026. But it will be presented at FII. I visited the train with His Excellency, the Minister of Transport, and with the CEO of SAR, Saudi Arabia Railways. I was speechless. The train is a dream. Yes. You enter in the train, you want to stay in the train. I told them, guys, I want to be part of the first train journey, guys. So, and nothing is happening. No one is aware, but little by little, the promises are realities in all sectors. I can guarantee you, when we'll meet, inshallah, in 1 year, if we are in good health, you will see that this train and all other will be an amazing success and will attract thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Because they love, I know, the international people, they love spending time in beautiful trains because it's an amazing experience. And thanks to this train, if you can visit inside of the kingdom, going from Riyadh to Jeddah, from to Al-Ula, to Niyam, people will love it. People will love it.
هذا القطار من وين لوين يبدأ؟ إيش المعلومات اللي عندك؟
The little information I have is that this train will definitely connect different beauties of the kingdom, including Al-Ula, of course, and many other areas which are undiscovered. And of course, living from Dar'iyah or the station close to Dar'iyah. So it will be a connector between the beauty and the amazing place of the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
جميل. إيش المفاجأة الكبيرة التي ستطلقونها في المؤتمر؟
So I don't know if it will be a surprise because we're not doing a show. You know, FII is a conference. But the surprise or what will happen is, number one, we will make and we will announce many initiatives. Because what we want at FII Institute, the not-for-profit foundation that I'm pleased to lead for now, is we want to have an impact on humanity. And how can we have an impact? We'll try to have an impact at least in 3 areas. Number one, healthcare. We will announce something very big, which I hope will be a good surprise for everybody. We want to launch an initiative called the Healthy Humanity. We want to commit for corporations to give a free medical checkup to their employees every 2 years.
اختبارات مجانية.
Free one. You are an employee of a company, every 2 years you go to the clinic to the hospital, and you do free medical checkup with artificial intelligence.
ومن سيتحمل التكلفة؟
First of all, the company has to pay. Half of this cost will be also paid by the healthcare insurance. I am always saying to the healthcare insurance, instead of paying fortune to reimburse the very expensive medical treatment, invest in preventive medicine. Invest in preventive medicine. Today, you can have an amazing healthcare medical checkup for less than $3,000, which is almost 10,000 riyals. But it's a million times less expensive than having, God forbid, a long-term treatment for a cancer or something more serious. So if I am health insurance, I need to contribute. And in many countries, when you get a benefit as an employee, it is taxable. No, government, make that tax-free. Haram, tax-free. You need to support your citizen. So this is one initiative, commitment for corporation to say every 2 years, I'm giving a free medical checkup. Number two, we want to launch another initiative to make AI inclusive for all. AI should not be just for the North countries, America, Europe, etc. We want the South also to be able to be having access to technology. Why? Because you have a lot of young kids who have amazing ideas about what will be the next big app. Because AI is not just technology. The real AI is how to implement AI. The applications, an application which will help you as a journalist, as a great journalist, to do your job much better. So, you know, I think we need to help these young people from the South to have access to financing. So we're launching an AI inclusive initiative where people who, mashallah, are doing well, they can give some cash, some money to a fund, and this fund will help startups to develop AI. The third initiative, which we started all year, and we will make it big now, under the leadership of His Royal Highness Princess Rima bin Bandar, who is member of our board and the current ambassador to the United States of America, to how to protect and regenerate the oceans of the world. This is part of the sustainability program of FI Institute. Mashallah, Her Royal Highness is doing an amazing job. She was able to mobilize many financial partners from Saudi Arabia and outside of Saudi Arabia to have a huge database of what is the status of the oceans today. Too many corals disappear. Too many fishes disappear. We need to recreate, regenerate the oceans. This initiative is called WAVE, and this will be one of the great initiatives. The other surprise, I think a good surprise, is you will see, inshallah, the amount of investment and deals which will be signed during FII, not MOUs, real contracts. I hope, I wish that I will be surprised myself by a number which will be, inshallah, much higher than last year in terms of
أكثر من 60 مليار دولار.
Inshallah, of dollars. I hope. I'm optimistic. And then the other surprise will be unexpected conversations. We are putting together on the same stage people who are not supposed to talk between them. And we want this surprise to come with great solutions, great actions. Because FII is not a conference, it's a movement. It's a movement.
حركة ليست
حركة. And we have...
وليست مؤتمر.
Not at all. And thank you for helping me on that, to deliver this message. FII became a movement, and people want to be part of the movement, and they become members. We have now more than 2,000 members who are joining us for the whole year. They don't buy a ticket to attend the conference. We are not selling tickets. We invite people to become and to join the movement because you want to have an impact. And we are doing this movement from Riyadh as a gift to the world. And because people are telling us, why only Riyadh? Come to us. So we have now FI in Miami. FII, we were in Albania. Inshallah, in 1 month and a half, we'll be in Tokyo, in Japan. And then we'll go in Europe and Africa. We were in Brazil. So it's becoming a movement, a global movement, which was really the vision of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince.
أكثر من قائد دولة وأكثر من رئيس دولة سيحضر، لكن هناك حالة ترقب خاصة لظهور أحمد الشرع اليوم الثاني اليوم الأربعاء، ويعني هناك تساؤلات كثيرة: ما الذي سيقول وما الذي سيحدث؟ هناك حالة من الترقب التي تقول أن هناك شيئا سيحدث.
I think you will have good surprise also here. If I was told a year ago that Syria will be what it is today, personally I will not bet $1. The transformation of the country is amazing. Suddenly everything is changing in that country. Don't forget what happened in May in Riyadh. President Trump came here. He delivered an amazing speech. I never saw a world leader going behind the podium and saying, Syria, I will release the sanctions. I'm doing that for you, Your Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, because I love you. You remember that moment?
Yes.
This was a turning point for the Middle East, a turning point for Syria, because you have two leaders, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince, and President Trump. Both of them are doers who decided to unlock the opportunities in that country. So, inshallah, in a few days, the President of Syria will be on stage, and what he will say, I don't know his speech, but I hope, I wish that he will say, Syria is open for business. Syria is open for opportunities. Syria will build the framework to build trust and come and invest on hospitals, on schools, on reconstruction, on technology. Why? Because this will be the renaissance of Syria. This country, the country of Aleppo, the country of Damascus, this is part of the history of our humanity. So we need to support the reconstruction. We need to support the renaissance as much as what is happening in other parts of the Middle East. So this, I think, will be a great moment.
أنتم تقولون دائما أنه
And by the way, sorry to interrupt you, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will play a big role on this reconstruction and renaissance. This is why it is happening again from Riyadh. And this is why, beyond FII, forget FII, Riyadh is becoming an amazing capital of the world in terms of business, investment, peace, dialogue, entertainment, sport. Frankly, in total objectivity, I don't know so many cities in the world in the past 100 years who became capitals of so many areas.
أنتم في المؤتمر تقولون نحن مؤتمر للاستثمار وليسنا مؤتمر سياسي، والحديث عن السياسة ليست هي الأصل، الحديث ولكن دائما السياسة تدخل في التفاصيل وتتسرب من كل القنوات الصغيرة. هل نستطيع أن نقول أنه الFII هي دبلوماسية المؤتمرات؟ هي شكل من أشكال السياسة.
FII is a movement, and FII is the best illustration of what economic diplomacy is. Economic diplomacy is a great concept. Everything President Trump is doing today is economic diplomacy. From day one. With all these tariffs policy, you know what I mean. But definitely, all these politicians who are coming, inshallah, in a few days, 21 world leaders. I was never expecting this number to attend FII. And they are all coming to talk about business, to talk about opportunities, not to talk about politics. Why? Because, as always, our chairman, His Excellency Yasser Rouhani, is saying, the future of the development of the economy is public-private partnerships. This is what he said last year in his opening speech. And I'm sure that he will re-insist on this concept of public-private partnership. And this is why world leaders are coming, because they want to be connected and to have a dialogue with business leaders and to see what and how they can diversify their economy and attract foreign direct investment. Because when you diversify your economy and you bring foreign direct investment, what do? You help your country to be branded. You help your country to be loved. You help your country to be attractive. And then, as a leader, this is how you build your legacy. You know, in total modesty, humility, one of my other activities is to advise world leaders on how to build their legacy. And I always tell them, this is the virtual equation. Diversify your economy, attract foreign direct investment, and brand your nation. This is how you create jobs and you make your citizen happy.
مؤتمر، مبادرة غير ربحية، شراكة ربحية مع الصندوق. فك لي هذا الاشتباك واشرح لي المعادلة مع السيد ريتشارد.
Not for profit, because we are not, I would say, a corporation.
أنا أريد أفهم الفرق بين مؤتمر الاف اي اي، المبادرة، مبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار، الشراكة مع الصندوق، طبيعة الشراكة شركة ريتشارد وشركائه مع الصندوق. نريد أن نفكك هذه الثلاث أشياء ونفصل ما الفرق بين هذه وهذه وتلك.
FII was born 9 years ago as an initiative from PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, chaired by His Highness the Crown Prince, because he's the chairman of PIF. So it started with funding from PIF. Then, alhamdulillah, we had a great success, and many corporations said, how can we be a partner? So His Highness the Crown Prince had the idea to say, let's do a foundation, not for profit. So today, we are totally independent financially, and the financing is coming from our partners. We have more than 50 international corporations who are our financial partners. We have also what we call the vision partner, PIF. The funding partner, PIF. And we have vision partners who are helping us, like Aramco and the Minister of Investment
يعني
of Saudi Arabia.
مؤسسة مبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار هذه مؤسسة غير ربحية، واحدة من منتجاتها الاف اي اي. أنا كذا أفهمك صح؟
Yes, definitely. One of the product of the FII Institute is FII as a conference. But not only.
فقط.
We have many initiatives, we have reports, we have indexes. So we produce a lot of things inside FII. It's not a conference organizer.
طيب ما هي طبيعة الشراكة بينك وبين الصندوق الربحية؟
Okay, the relationship with PIF is very simple. They are a funding partner now, and they are one of our partners. So they contribute partially to the financing, but we are totally independent now thanks to the members who are paying membership every year as part of the movement, and we have strategic partners. So this is the relationship we have. And of course, we have a chairman who is also the governor of PF, so we are very close and we work in very close partnership. But at the same time, we are also, as I said, an institution which has a mission, a global role, which is to inspire and to inform, thanks to a department that we call Think, which is a laboratory of ideas to understand the trends in AI and robotics, in sustainability, in education, and in healthcare. These are our 4 main pillars. And this is where we are trying to have an impact on these sectors. So this is the role we are playing. And we are very small teams. We're only 35 people, believe it or not. Only 35 people.
شركة ريتشارد وشركائه الصندوق الاستثمارات يملك فيها 75%، حضرتك تملك 25%. هل ستطرح الشركة قريبا للاكتتاب؟ وكم النسبة إذا كان الجواب نعم التي سوف تطرح؟ وهل النسبة سوف تكون من حصتك أم من حصة الصندوق؟
Okay, so as you perfectly said, I have 2 hats. I have the hat of being the chairman of the executive committee and member of the board of the FI Institute, and now I'm the acting CEO. This is a not-profit activity. And then I'm the founder of Richard Attias and Associates, which is a company I created more than 15 years ago, which is a communication strategy company, which also produces events, conferences in many sectors all over the world, including sport events. And by good coincidence, we started FII before even the FI Institute under Rيتشارد Attias and Associate. Year after year, we were so privileged that PIF decided to invest in our company because we are becoming very close. And through Sanabil, which is one of the arms of FII, of PIF, now 75%, as you perfectly said, is owned by Sanabil/PIF, and I own 25%. Yes, it was decided that maybe in 2026, inshallah, we need to list the company and potentially in Riyadh. It's a big honor for us. It's a great opportunity. So at the moment we're talking, we have bankers, advisors who are looking at what they call the IPO readiness, how to list the company. So inshallah, it will be happening in 2026. I don't know what will be the percentage. Probably from both shareholders, we'll put a little bit of our percentage, but we will stay in control. We will keep shares. This is just to give an opportunity to open the company to multiple stakeholders, investors, and to the public.
أريد أن أستعرض معك هذا التقرير وتعلق لي على بعض الأفكار فيه، المؤتمرات العالمية.
ولدت فكرة المؤتمرات من حاجة البشرية إلى الحوار حين تعجز الحروب عن صنع الحلول، ومن رغبة الإنسان في بناء الجسور حين تغلق الحدود، حيث تعود الجذور الأولى للمؤتمرات الدولية إلى القرن ال19 حين اجتمعت القوى الأوروبية خلال مؤتمر فيينا عام 1815 للميلاد لإعادة ترتيب النظام الدولي. وعقب الحرب العالمية الثانية بحث العالم في نظام عالمي جديد يضمن له السلام والاستقرار، ومن هنا ظهرت المؤتمرات كمؤتمر سان فرانسيسكو عام 1945 الذي تمخض عنه تأسيس منظمة الأمم المتحدة، وسبقه مؤتمر بريتون وودز عام 1944 الذي وضع قواعد النظام المالي العالمي الحديث وأسس البنك الدولي وصندوق النقد الدولي. ومع بداية القرن ال21 تغير مضمون المؤتمرات وأهدافها، فلم تعد تركز فقط على الملفات السياسية الكبرى، بل تحولت إلى منصات لقضايا الإنسان والقيم المشتركة. فقد ظهرت قمم ومؤتمرات تعالج شؤون المناخ والتنمية والتعليم والتحول التكنولوجي، ومنها قمم الأمم المتحدة للمناخ كوب، ومنتدى بواو الآسيوي، ومنتدى دافوس الاقتصادي، ومبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار FII. وأصبحت هذه الفعاليات ساحة لأفكار تلهم وتعاون عابر للحدود ومختبرات لصناعة المستقبل.
سيد ريتشارد، أريد أن أستفيد من وجودك ومن خبرتك الطويلة في صناعة وتنظيم المؤتمرات العالمية في مجموعة من الأفكار أنا على المستوى الشخصي أريد أن أتعرف عليها. أول فكرة، كيف يتم الربط بين البشر؟
So first of all, the business of conferences is a massive industry. People should understand that worldwide, this business of conferences represents almost $2 trillion. 2 trillion, which is 2,000 billions of dollars. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we started almost from scratch a few years ago. And again, under the leadership and the vision of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, it became almost a business which will probably reach by 2030 probably something around $3 billion. So it's a big business. And why? This is a real question. Why? It's not about money. It's because we are human beings. And human being, we came to the world not to be isolated or to be behind a phone alone, because we need to be connected. We need to be connected. Human individuals are not on heart to be solo. We need to be communities. We need to be together. This is, we build cities. So why I'm saying that? Because conferences help people to be together. To be together. We were very sad when COVID happened. Everybody was saying, oh, khalas, no more conferences, even after COVID. Now we have technology, we can work from home, we can do everything online. Zoom will help us. After 6 months, everybody was back to the office. I told to my people, forget it. No one works from home anymore. No one. I want you together. Because 1 + 1 will make 3.
Yeah.
So your question is very simple. I'm a civil engineer, and I always say that I was born not to build bridges, but to bring bridges between people, because I love people.
جميل. ولذلك يعني أنت قلت أنك أنت مهندس. الناس عندما يأتون في المؤتمرات عندهم عواطف كامنة. هذه العواطف كامنة وأيضا متضاربة. أنت كصانع للمؤتمر كيف وكمهندس كيف يمكن أن تهندس تلك العواطف التي تظهر على الستيج أو حتى في قاعات المؤتمر؟ هندسة العواطف.
I think in total humility that at Rيتشارد Attias and Associates we are architects of emotion. We know we have a special touch on how to bring, to create the content, the production, the look and feel of people to feel good. And when you feel good, you don't have any more hidden emotions, as you say. You want to discuss, you want to contribute, you want to create the nice atmosphere. Like we are here in this beautiful TV studio. The colors are not by coincidence. This golden is making a warm atmosphere. The table with lights. The shape of the table, it is helping the conversation. And it looks like we are at home, we forgot the camera, and we have a conversation like if we are having a glass of water and coffee together. This is how you create the nice atmosphere to facilitate the dialogue and to create trust, and then people can speak in total transparency and openness. This is what the business of our conferences is about. And this is why, mashallah, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, you have so many great conferences because everything's come together. The quality of the people, the quality of the program, the quality and the trust of the people, the commitment. People feel good.
إيش القانون رقم 1 لنجاح المؤتمرات؟ احنا في السعودية الآن ننظم مؤتمرات عالمية كثيرة وفي كافة الاتجاهات. إذا أردنا أن نقول ما هو القانون الأول لنجاح أي مؤتمر، ما هو هذا القانون؟
Sometimes I think there is too many conferences. My shareholders are not always aligned with me, but I think sometimes, you know, we say too much communication kills communication. I think we shouldn't have too many conferences. So, but this is a different point. But back to your point, the success, 3 things. Content.
جميل. على طاري المحتوى، أنا أشارك كثيرا في كثير من المؤتمرات سواء في داخل المملكة ولا خارج المملكة. أحيانا أحيانا كمتحدث وكثيرا كمدير للحوار. ما ألاحظه في كثير من المؤتمرات أنه الحوارات العابرة وغير المدروسة في الممرات، في المصاعد، في قاعات الطعام، أفضل بكثير من المحتوى المصنوع المدروس على المنصة.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But there is something else in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. People like to be outside. They are not patient to stay in chairs. They are always on their phone, social media, when they want to discuss, when they want to network. So you need always to find the right balance between the quality of the content inside the room and what is happening outside. So more seriously, I said content. Now we will change. Content, definitely. Why people are watching you? Why people are looking at your podcast, Mr. Abdullah? Because they learn many things. Because you are sharing great information. Because you are helping the people who are watching you to understand, to know more. So number 1, content is helping to have access to knowledge, access to information. Point number 1. Number 2, networking. You need to bring the right people. The quality of the people is extremely important. People know when they come to our conference, FII and others, in total humility, the quality of the people is here. Not only because you have big stars or VIPs or celebrities, no, because you have the right mix of people which will help you to not lose your time. You will meet great people, you will make new friends, new partners, new investors, new people who will inspire you. Number 3, the quality of the logistics. The quality of the logistics, extremely important. We need to make the journey, the experience of the delegate outstanding. From the minute you land in the country to the minute you leave, everything has to be perfect. Trust me, this is why it's a very stressful business, and it's not for amateurs. It's professionalism. I see many young, talented people who are trying to go to this business. You cannot improvise yourself in 6 months or 1 year to become suddenly a great professional on conferences or events or whatever. This business needs skills, experience. Extremely important.
يعني كشخص محترف كيف تقنع شخص متردد في الحضور أن يحضر؟
You know, I don't want to be pretentious, but I think people know who you are. And they know that what you do usually is good quality. If you go to buy a car, you know already what are the top 3, 4, 5 brands. You know because the reputation is there and you know that you will buy quality. So people know that if we organize something, FII, under FII flagship or others, they know that the quality will be there and they come. Then you have the viral marketing, word of mouth. People who come first, then they say to others. We created in the kingdom more than 50 conferences in the past few years. The Future Mineral Forum, the Future Aviation Forum, the Global Logistics Forum, and so far and so on. Today in these industries, aviation, mining, logistics, youth with the Miss Global Forum, and so far and so on, people know from these industries that these platforms are great quality and they say you need to attend. Like FII. Why FII became the #1 conference in the world today? Because people are saying you should not miss it and you should come back. Because they learn, because they do good networking, because real business, tangible, and because they see opportunities. So at the end of the day, we don't do publicity. You never saw a publicity about FI in any magazine or any TV. Never. We didn't spend a penny on publicity. We never pay a single speaker. Because the viral marketing was very positive. Because people say to their colleagues, oh guys, you should come. So we see more and more people coming now from many industries which were not coming before. At the beginning when we started, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and His Excellency Yasser Romain, they say, okay, let's create a gathering for people coming from investment world. So we had mainly bankers, financial institutions, sovereign wealth fund. This year, guess what? 52% of our speakers are coming from the technology industry. Before they were not even coming. So the word of mouth went to the Silicon Valley, to other tech hubs. And they say, guys, you need to come. And the buzz started in Miami. So they first came to Miami. They realized that the quality of the conversation, the quality of the people coming from the tech world, AI, robotics, data centers, infrastructure, wow, great, we learn a lot. So now these people are coming to Riyadh.
أريد أن أنقل الحوار إلى منطقة أخرى، منطقة تخصك، منطقة شخصية، محطات كذا في وقصص وناس مريت عليهم، أريد أن أستعرض هذه القصص معك إن أذنت لي.
Please.
بوريس يلسن.
بوريس يلتسن في مجلس الدوما، مشاهد من البرلمان الروسي.
занимающихся вопросами аппаратного характера. Спасибо. Коллеги, я хотел бы, чтобы вы задали некоторые вопросы.
Oh my God.
الرئيس بوريس يلسن كان نقطة تحول في حياتك المهنية، تتذكر؟
I started with him. You are very well documented, ما شاء الله.
احكي لي القصة.
I was 31 years old. I had, my daughter was 3 months old. And suddenly I got a call. I just started my new company, my first company. I was before working in the IT business with IBM. And I decided that my passion was not computers, was to connect people. So I started this very small company in Paris to organize events. I had no clue what I will be doing and how I will be doing it. And mashallah, sometimes you need to have some luck. I got a call from a friend who told me, hey, Richard, you are just starting some business, correct? I said, yes. I have a very important guy from Russia coming to France. He is the president of the Russian parliament, Mr. Boris Yeltsin. I had no clue who he was. At that time, the president of Russia was Gorbachev. He's coming to the European Parliament, and we are looking for someone to help on organizing in Strasbourg. Exactly. So I went. I was dealing with his team. We're helping to organize his program, how it will be organized. And I was with him in his suite, and he told me, please help me. I want to go to Paris. I said, but no one is expecting you in Paris. You are not even invited in Paris. You are invited by the European Parliament, but not by the President of France. At that time, it was President Mitterrand.
Yeah, François Mitterrand.
He said, help me, please. I want to meet Mitterrand. So, oh, my God. I don't know Mitterrand. So I called a friend who knew very well the First Lady of France, Mrs. Mitterrand. I said, please help me. I have this guy on my shoulders. I don't know what to do with him. He's pushing me. He wants to come to the Élysée Palace. She told me, let me see what I can do. She called me after 2 hours. She told me, Richard, you know what? We will help you. Bring the guy to Paris. He will meet with the chief of staff of the president. I say, oh my God. If I tell him the chief of staff, he will not be happy. So I told him, Mr. President, khalas, we are going to Paris tomorrow, and you will go to the Élysée Palace. And I had no clue what will happen. He was very happy. He told me, oh, because we are going to Paris, can we organize tomorrow evening a dinner with all the French businessmen? I said, oh my God, he's giving me 24 hours to do that. I love Mission Impossible. I love that. So I said, okay, khalas. I started to call. Believe it or not, 200 global businessmen from Paris came. We were at the Hotel Crillon. We had this great dinner. Everybody was coming to talk to this guy. They knew that this guy will have a future. I was not really aware of that. He was extremely happy. Next morning, we go to the Élysée. And guess what? We met with the chief of staff, and after 10 minutes, President Mitterrand himself came. So the guy was super happy. They had a private meeting. They spoke about, I don't know what. It was door closed. He left. He was so happy. He called me. He called his interpreter. It's an interpreter, Mr. Pavlev. I will never forget this name. Tell to Richard, he's coming with me in Russia. He will work with me. I told him, impossible, Mr. President. He told me, why?
Why?
I said, because I don't have a visa. Then, guess what he did? He opened his jacket. I will never forget. He took a business card. He put a number on it. Richard, anything you need, you call this number and you give this code. This is access to my phone. Anything you need. Oh, thank you. We went together to the airport. He took his Tupolev. Bye-bye, Mr. President of the Parliament. The next day, he was on the tank, and he took the power, and he became president of Russia instead of Gorbachev.
اوكي. يعني احنا نتكلم عن 1990 تقريبا. 1990.
Exactly. 19. And then, guess what? After 1 week, he called me. I got the phone. I say, Mr. President Yeltsin on the phone. Told me, Richard, my friend, I want you to come. I say, what? He told me, I will create something very important, the Russia House. I say, Mr. Brown, what is the Russia House? It will be a one-stop shopping. All investors who want to come to Russia, they will stop by this, and I want you to lead this. I told him, I cannot, Mr. President. I have a 6 months baby.
لا يعني هذا ليس سبب مقنع. لماذا لم تذهب للعمل معه في البيت الروسي الذي هذا سبب غير مقنع. لماذا لم تذهب للعمل معه في روسيا؟
No, frankly speaking, I didn't see myself moving to Russia. Let's be very objective. I cannot do that. My life was in Europe at that time. I was building my company. I cannot suddenly go and work for whoever is the leader, you know. I am a very independent guy, and at that time I needed to build my career. But maybe it was a mistake. But life is not just about money. Because I will tell you why life is not just about money. Because indeed, this Russia house became extremely successful.
هل أنت
and I will tell you, sorry to interrupt you, who took the job instead of me? His daughter. His daughter took the job, and the house of Russia was moved to Budapest in Hungary. And all the business who was going to Russia was doing through. This is when all these big Russian multi-billionaires, like Abramovich, etc., they were just doing business with the Russia house. So it was an amazing opportunity, but I'm very happy what I have achieved.
لست نادما على تفويت هذه الفرصة.
No. You know why?
Why?
Because I will not be behind FII and what I'm doing here in Saudi Arabia, mashallah, which is amazing, very inspiring. I will not have been behind the Davos for 15 years, and you cannot be. It's not a, you know, it's مكتوب.
مكتوب. نريد أن نذهب إلى مكتوب آخر. هذه المرة مع المعسكر الغربي. نائب الرئيس الأمريكي آل غور.
آل غور في مراكش، ميلاد منظمة التجارة العالمية وبداية حقبة جديدة في الاقتصاد العالمي.
How do you do? The Uruguay round is now finished. The world trading system, however, remains a work in progress.
I need these images. I don't know where you find them, but I need these images because this is when I really started.
هنا فعلا هناك كانت بدايتك، ولكنك لم تسدد قيمة الدعاية التي أسداها لك نائب الرئيس الأمريكي آل غور.
1994.
نعم، في مراكش.
في مراكش. The creation of the WTO organization. Al Gore, Vice President of the United States, go on stage. I was called by my native country, Morocco, 3 months earlier. I was a very small company in Europe, in France, and the Minister of Tourism, the Chief of Staff of His Majesty, ليطرحه, King Hassan II, called me, told me, Richard, you are Moroccan, come to the country and help us. In 3 months, we worked night and days to create this conference, which was probably 1/4 of the size of FII. We built an amazing team. We delivered this great conference. Al Gore went on stage. At the end of his speech, he said, I would like to congratulate the Kingdom of Morocco for the quality of the organization. And of course, at the end, everybody was saying, okay, who was behind the organization? And this is when the phone started to ring. And this is when I started to have more people asking what we can do to help to organize other conferences. So yes, I owe some money to Vice President Al Gore, who I met later on because I created, as you know, the Conference of Nobel Laureates, and he got the Peace Nobel Prize. So he was one of them. So one day I took him, I told Mr. Vice President, you don't know who I am, but let me tell you what you did for me without knowing on the speech. And we became very close friends. And I owe him a lot, yes, indeed.
في تعليقاتك على ذلك المؤتمر قلت مجموعة من الجمل، لكني لفت نظري عبارة قلتها: القومية لن تنجح. ماذا تقصد بأن القومية لن تنجح؟
As I said, you know, we live in the global world. We need to learn from each other. We need international cooperation. When I was so privileged to be helping and supporting the organization of the G20 in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia 5 years ago, at the closing speech, His Majesty King Salman, his one hand is the Crown Prince, they delivered a speech from Neom, if you remember well. It was all on video conferencing with all the leaders, including President Trump, who was part of the G20. And they say, all of them, we need multilateralism. We need to work together. We need to learn from each other. So you cannot isolate your country. You cannot. So we need to find the right balance between, I would say, the priority for your country, for your people in many sectors, but you cannot be isolated. You cannot be too nationalist. I love patriotism. Very important. We need to be proud of your country. You need to be proud of your values. You need to support your economy, your people, etc. But you need also to be part. You need to be inclusive. This is my conviction. And this is why the kingdom, by the way, is hosting and welcoming so many people in many sectors. We learn from each other.
على الطرف الآخر من هذه المعادلة، لا تقلق بأن العولمة اليوم بدأت تنحسر وتتراجع؟
This is what I'm saying. We need to find the right balance. After COVID and during COVID, we learn that you cannot outsource everything outside of your country. What happened during COVID? All supply chains were broken. We are not even able to have access to drugs, to medicines, you know what I mean? Because they were produced in India or in China. So people in America or in Europe, they were not having access anymore to medicine. Ventilators, they were manufactured in China. Can you believe that in a city like New York, no more ventilators to help people for COVID? While in Morocco, they were able in few days to start to fabricate ventilators and masks. So this is why you need to find the right balance about what do you produce at home, what do you import, and this is why the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has this great strategy to create logistic hubs, because you are on the road of many others. So you need to find the right balance between what you do at home, what are the priorities that you give to your countries, and what you do outside. I am a strong believer on what I call the global strategy. You need to be global and local. Global, okay? Where definitely you find the right balance.
نعم. بعدها مباشرة القصر الملكي المغربي طلب منك تنظيم مؤتمر آخر في الدار البيضاء. كان يعني فيها يعني تقريبا ذلك المؤتمر كان امتداد لروح اتفاقيات أوسلو.
نوفمبر 1994.
فيها فلسطينيين وإسرائيليين وأمريكان وعرب إذا تتذكر.
With the late ياسر عرفات. Absolutely.
الملك الحسن.
الملك الحسن. أهلا. Absolutely. Yes.
نعم. بعدها كانت هناك نقلة مهمة في حياة سيد ريتشارد المهنية. سوف أنظر معك إلى هذه النقلة وأريدك أن تعلق لي عليها. مؤتمر دافوس.
دافوس تجمع لكبار رجال الأعمال والسياسيين في العالم لأكثر من نصف قرن.
The World Economic Forum is an institution which is more than 50 years old. I was contacted by the founder,
Klaus Schwab?
Yes, after the Casablanca conference. I went to Davos for the first time in my life in January 1995. the World Economic Forum was 25 years old. It was, to be honest, quite old-fashioned in terms of organization. Amazing quality of people, but a little bit, as we say in Arabic, عيان. So he asked me, can you help me to reinvent? So I was observing during 4 days what Davos was about, the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum, and I came with a full report, 10 pages. This is what I think we should do to reinvent, to give a new life, a new energy. He loved all the ideas. Told me, let's do it. So we became partners, business partners. We created a company called GEM, Global Event Management in Geneva, to be the producer of the Davos Forum, like Richard Attias and Associate is for FII. And we reinvented. And I spent 15 years producing, organizing the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, and we created many regional summits in Africa, in China, in Europe, almost in all continents. We had an amazing experience. It was extremely, I would say, inspiring. And then in 2008, I decided to sell my company and to become again independent because I had too many conflicts of interest. Because at the same time, I was doing the Clinton Global Initiative. I created, as you know, the Clinton.
قبل نأتي إلى هذا، هناك دائما انتقادات كانت تذهب إلى منتدى دافوس، وفي تلك المرحلة اللي أنت كنت تعمل فيها. دافوس منتدى أوروبي أمريكي، منتدى دافوس منتدى للنخبة، منتدى للأغنياء، دافوس معبد للرأسمالية، دافوس هو واجهة فكرية للليبرالية الجديدة والنيو ليبرالية. كيف تعلق على هذه الأشياء التي دائما كانت تأتي في لدافوس؟
It's true. I will not lie to you. It's true.
هذه صحيحة.
Absolutely, 100%.
لماذا؟
And this is why it was one of the reasons also why I left. Because I was considering that it was not inclusive enough. And at the same time, your voice was not really heard when you want to give an opinion to change things. So, but I have a lot of respect. Don't misunderstand me. I have a lot of respect for what the World Economic Forum has achieved and is achieving. And by the way, we are hosting and welcoming the president of the World Economic Forum at FII. So definitely, I think there is a lot which can be done, even together. But definitely it was not inclusive. It was too much Western world and not inclusive enough. So this is definitely one of the things that we took in consideration when we created FII. We wanted to be very inclusive, global, open, and to give a voice to everybody and not just the rich and famous.
لماذا يسمى ال FII دافوس الصحراء؟
I think for two reasons, even if it's not true, by the way. Number one, because I was a man for 15 years behind the Davos Forum. So people say, oh, Richard Attias is a guy with Davos. You know, people always put you in the box. You will always be the man behind your program, even if tomorrow you decide to create many other stuff. And number two, because people have cliché. For them, Saudi Arabia is the desert. They are coming now more and more, and they realize that we are very far from being the desert. Okay? So these are cliché, and you know, people like to put some cliché.
أنت تحب هذا الاسم ولا لا تحبه؟ دافوس الصحراء.
I don't. I don't because it's not true. It's not because, you know, first of all, we're not trying at all to duplicate Davos. We are totally different. Totally different. So
لماذا دافوس هو أهم مؤتمر؟
It's one off. Let's be very frank. It's one off. Again, I'm very objective, you know. And I am just repeating what I'm hearing from many people, okay? So it is an influential platform. And when I ask to many of the people who are coming to Davos for years, Why you are coming every year? They tell me because, listen, in 3-4 days, we meet so many people that we are saving a lot of time of travel. We know that every year, end of January, if we go to this city, we will see many people and we spend all 3 days doing meetings, instead of traveling during 1 year non-stop everywhere. So I think this is what is creating a great point of interest, and this is what is making the destination and the conference a place to be once a year.
أنت رافقت يعني عدد كبير من القادة في دافوس، واحد منهم نيلسون مانديلا، وهذا الرجل يعني كان بينك وبينه حوار في مكان لا يجرى فيه عادة حوارات، إذا تتذكر. احكي لي القصة.
Yes, definitely. The late Nelson Mandela, as you said, came to Davos just after he became president to deliver an amazing speech. Then before entering on stage, we're together in the restrooms, and definitely he told me something which I always repeat was very inspiring me. Suddenly he told me, you know, Richard, what is the most important thing in the world? I said, oh my God, this guy who spent I don't know how many years in jail, he had time to think, poor guy. And he told me the youth. Shabab. Everything we should do is for Shabab. Oof. This was, at that time we were ignoring the next generation. Now everything is about the next generation. And look what is happening in the world today. Look what happened in Madagascar a few weeks ago. What we call the Gen Z generation. The youth are vocal. The youth want to have part of prosperity. The youth are inspiring. The youth are extremely smart because they have access to technology, to knowledge, to information. And look, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Who is building the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? The young people. You have 60% of the population which is under the age of 30. So the youth are definitely a very important part of our humanity.
أتذكر معرف أنا هو كان التغيير لنيلسون مانديلا في ذلك المؤتمر، لأنه قبل المؤتمر كان يتكلم في جنوب أفريقيا عن تأميم الصناعات. لما جاء من عندكم تغيرت لغته وبدأ يتكلم عن فتح الأسواق. عموما هل تريد أن نكون صريحين أكثر في هذا الحوار وأتكلم بصراحة عن بعض الأمور أو عندك تحفظ؟
No, very open.
مفتوح جدا.
Absolutely, totally مفتوح.
ما دامك بهذه الصراحة، دعنا يعني نشاهد هذا التقرير. زوجة الرئيس السابق ساركوزي.
من هي سيسيليا ألبينيوس الزوجة السابقة للرئيس الفرنسي ساركوزي؟
Effectivement, c'est la première fois qu'elle s'exprime sur cette période de sa vie, notamment sur l'après-victoire, la fameuse fête au Phuket par exemple, très bling-bling, très commentée à l'époque, mais logique finalement. Enfin, c'est ce que Cécilia nous explique.
Nicolas et moi avons choisi ce lieu ensemble parce que les Champs-Élysées sont le cœur de Paris et Paris est le cœur de la France.
Lors de cet entretien, Cécilia revient également sur son attitude le jour de l'élection. Par exemple, son absence dans les bureaux de vote au second tour.
This is very personal now.
من هي؟ طبعا سيسيليا كانت زوجة الرئيس السابق ساركوزي، واليوم هي زوجة السيد ريتشارد. هل زواج السيد ريتشارد من سيسيليا هو بشكل أو بآخر المتسبب بطلاقه من دافوس؟
Yes.
نعم، أحكي لي القصة.
You know, in 2008, we decided to get married. So time is flying, almost now 17 years. And definitely, we celebrated our wedding in New York in March 2008, and I invited my friends, my close friends, and my business partners. So Klaus Schwab was my business partner. So I invited him. And when he got the invitation, he called me and he told me, unfortunately, we cannot continue the business together. I said, okay, Klaus, no problem.
لماذا؟
He told me, because I don't want to take a risk vis-à-vis the President Sarkozy. I told him, you know what, we are very close friends with President Sarkozy, believe it or not. But I respect your decision. And I decide to sell my shares to Publicis Group because I'm a free man and I will always be a free man. So I respected his decision. I sold my shares and I asked him one favor. Protect my people, protect my employees, protect my teams. I will exit, but please continue the collaboration with my company, which will not be anymore my company. Because I don't want my staff, my people, my family to suffer from a personal decision I made. And I left.
هذا يعني أنت أرغمت على الخروج ولا اخترت الخروج لأنه لا يمكن البقاء؟
No, I opt to leave. I opt to leave because I had other opportunities inside the group. But I thought that this was another sign of Maktub, and it was time for me to change. And to be honest, it was the best thing which happened to me. Because I left, I came to the region, I spent a year and a half in the region. We started the relationship. I created my new company, Riyad Attias and Associate, which 15 years later will be listed in Riyadh, inshallah. So, and I'm here today with you. If it was not that, I will not be with you today.
سيسيليا يعني كانت السيدة الأولى في فرنسا، ودخلت قصر الإليزيه مع الرئيس وأمضت بضعة أشهر، ثم اختارت أن تتركه وتذهب معك. عندي فضول أن أعرف هذه تفاصيل هذه القصة، لأن هناك من شبه هذا الخروج وهذا التخلي بتخلي الملك إدوارد الثامن عن العرش البريطاني من أجل والي سيمسون. كيف تقرأ هذا الاختيار؟
Number one, I think, forget Cecilia is my wife. She's probably the first lady who in 8 months did more than any first lady in the world. I will tell you why. She always tell me, I know now why I was born. I was born to save life of people. The minute she became First Lady of France, she decided to go to Libya
في قضية الممرضات الليبية.
To fight with President Gaddafi to release the 6 Bulgarian nurses who were in jail for years and some were dying, and the Palestinian doctor. She fought with the late General Gaddafi. She went twice to see him, and she left with the nurses and the Palestinian doctors back to Bulgaria. And she did that, I can tell you, almost alone. She was having this power of conviction to tell to President Gaddafi, you cannot always keep people in jail. I will help you to come back to the global community. So she's a very tough lady with a great strategy. She's a strategist, you know, and definitely she continues to be very active, helping women, helping others. And I would say that this is part of her personality. So when you meet someone like Cecilia, you cannot stay indifferent. I think she has many friends in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia because she's authentic, she's sincere. Really, she's sincere. And she wants to help always the others. She's very shy, and sometimes she looks like very cold, but she's extremely warm from inside, you know? And she's trying to help always. So we met in a professional context. We had no clue that something will happen later. And then she decided, because she was not happy in her life, and she wanted to not be always someone behind. She wanted to really play a role. And this is how it happened. So we connected, and she was extremely honest. This is why she decided to divorce, because she's authentic. And believe it or not, when she divorced, we were not together. We were not.
Oh.
She divorced. She spent 5 months alone. And then we rebuilt the relationship, and we get married. And we left to come first in the GCC, then to New York. And this is how it happened, you know. And she's working with us. She has her own foundation, but she's also working in the company. And she is very involved on what we do.
أنا اطلعت على الكتابة التي كتبته عن نفسه تحاول أن تعبر عن الحقيقة، وحاولت أن أفهم جزء من هذه القصة، ولذلك رأيت أنه كان هذا الطلاق وهذا الزواج كان له ثمن باهظ عليك وعليها، فبالتالي حاولت أن أربطها بعلاقتي بدافوس، وشكرا لصراحتك. سأذهب إلى رئيس عالمي آخر اللي هو بيل كلينتون.
مبادرة كلينتون العالمية CGI اجتماع سنوي لمناقشة تحديات العالم.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to New York and the third annual meeting of the CGI. In keeping with our preference for no speeches or short speeches, I will be quite brief.
Great man.
رجل رائع. لماذا؟
A great man, a lot of charisma. He said something when he became president during his inauguration speech. He said something which I think each of us should always make ours. He said, there is nothing wrong in America which could not be corrected by what is good in America. And this is something that we should make as our philosophy. When you have a problem, when you are sad, when you are pessimistic, when you are hopeless, always say, hey, there is always something good which will be better than what is bad. This is giving you the optimism, the energy to fight. And this is something that I adopted also at my philosophy. We always have up and down movement. But COVID, at FII, we were the only one who said, okay, difficult moment, but you will see, the world will come back stronger. Resilience. Why? Because everything which is good in our humanity was better than what was bad. We destroyed COVID after 1 year. And look the world today, alhamdulillah. We are more stronger than ever. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we are back. We forgot the mask. We founded the vaccines in 6 months. We were able to vaccinate many people. We survived. Even FII didn't stop. We had FII during COVID. Thanks to His Royal Highness, we accepted to do the hybrid conference in Riyadh. So Clinton, I met him in Davos. And it was the end of his mandate. And he told me, please, I will not be president in a few months. Come to see me. Next time you come to New York, come to see me. Okay, the guy will forget me. When I was moving to New York, I sent a message to his assistant. Well, yes, the president will see you tomorrow in his office in New York. It was in Harlem, the foundation. I arrived, Richard. This is something amazing he has. Yeah. He talks to you like if you are his best friend. Anyone in the world. You come, he look at you like if you are the most important guy in the world. This is his amazing strength. Very charismatic. This is why we call him a rock star, you know. So he told me, Richard, what should I do now? Oh, say, Mr. President, I don't know what you should do, but I know what you should stop to do. He told me, what?
يجب أن لا تفعل. Okay.
I told him, every week you are delivering a speech for $500,000. Mr. President, you can do much more. You are an icon. You are a brand with Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is sick. You are, alhamdulillah, in good health. You need to create your own platform. He told me, oh, I love this idea. I say, you have an impact. Please. Told me, come with a concept. So after 1 week, we came with the concept of the Clinton Global Initiative.
يعني أنت كنت مشاركا في مبادرة كلينتون العالمية.
So this is how we created the Clinton Global Initiative. We gave him as a concept. He loved it. And why initiative? It's like the Future Investment Initiative. We are a call to action. He loved the concept. We launched it. In less than 1 month, he raised $1 billion of sponsorship.
من الرعايات.
Everyone wanted to support him. And the first.
لكن هنا فاتتك فرصة كبيرة. أنت عرض عليك 10% من الرعاة، لكنك أنت لم تقبل. رضيت بالمضمون القليل وتركت الكعكة الكبيرة. هذه غلطة من الغلطات.
Second mistake. I told you I'm not good for business and money. I'm not good on making money. So, yes, he told me, Richard, let's take 10% of the sponsorship. I said, no. I prefer to have my flat fees. I'm doing my business. So, because we are very transparent, I charged to work the whole stuff. It was a big machine. Our fees was $1 million. Very small amount in comparison of the volume. 1 million.
1 million.
1 million for the company, not for me. For the whole company, with the staff, with the work, etc. He told me, no, I give you 10% of the sponsorship. So you can make the calculation. From $100 million opportunity, I was with 1 million. But it's fine. It's not a problem. We enjoy doing Clinton. It's a great opportunity. It's a great platform.
كان له دور هو في مؤتمر 2008. مايك بلومبيرغ ساعدك، كان عمدة نيويورك وقتها، في مؤتمر اللي صار بعد الأزمة، وكانت هذه بداية أعمالك الجديدة بعد مغادرتك فرنسا بعد قصة دافوس اللي سمعناها قبل قليل.
Yes, absolutely. When I decided to leave everything, I said, why I'm not creating my own conference in New York to launch an optimistic message to the world that we can rebuild the economy, which was totally destroyed after the financial crisis. So 2009, 2010, we worked very hard on building the New York Forum in New York. And this is when Mike Bloomberg, who was the mayor of New York, came, supported us. And we had many great people who came to this great conference to rebuild the economy. And we got some support, yes, from Bill Clinton and many others. And we had many world leaders, Carlos Slim, Christine Lagarde, many head of states. And it was a mini FII.
أريد أن أخذ فاصل قصير أريحك فيه، وثم أخذ الجزء الأخير من الحوار إن أذنت لي. فاصل قصير، لا تذهبوا بعيد. حياكم الله من جديد مع ضيفي السيد ريتشارد أتياس. سيد ريتشارد، أريد أن أذهب إلى الجذور، إلى الأصول، إلى المغرب والعائلة الملكية المغربية.
العائلة الملكية المغربية رمز للوحدة والاستقرار في المغرب.
محمد الخامس سلطانا للمغرب خلفا عن والده مولاي يوسف، وذلك في عام 1927.
وكاين اللي عشنا الى المغاربه اللي تنسمع بهم وعشت معهم وتنعرفهم هما المغاربه اليوم، راه ديك الساعتين ما تخلعناش.
جدك كان خياط عند الملك محمد الخامس، والدك كان قريب جدا من شقيق الملك
حسن الثاني.
لا الشقيق اللي هو مولاي عبد السلام.
مولاي عبد السلام
انكل
عمي.
نعم.
عم
هذا عمك؟
لا عم ديال مولاي حسن.
نعم. أي هو شقيق الملك محمد الخامس.
brother.
نعم. أنا أريد أن أتحدث عن العائلة، عن الجذور، عن العلاقة القديمة بين عائلتك وبين العائلة الملكية الذين كانوا يعملون في القصر. حدثني عن الأصول والجذور والعائلة.
30 seconds before talking about that, you were talking about sport. Few days ago we won the U20 World Cup in football.
ونبارك لكم.
Thank you. Thank you. We say Dima Maghrib. Why? Because everything I told you about the strategy of the country for sport nation, this is what happened in Morocco. We built a lot of schools, and then we created so much ecosystem that we were able to win the World Cup a few days ago and to be in semi-final in the previous World Cup in Qatar. Back to the family, back to the roots. Yes, you know, my families, both families, mother and brother and father, they moved to Morocco 100 years ago from Spain and from Netherlands. Hollanda. So I have no idea about the roots. My roots are in Morocco. Because as you say, grandfather, grand-grandfather were in Morocco. So we were so privileged to be, you know, at that time Morocco was a small nation, 15 million people. Now it's much more. We're all living in peace and harmony. I was so privileged to definitely be at school with Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hinduists, all the same family, all the same friends. So we learned tolerance, we learned peace, and this is amazing. I was so happy to have this childhood time. So, but I was inspired also by the humility of the royal family, very accessible until today. And definitely, I think my late grandparents, both of them were working at the Royal Palace. So we're going to the Royal Palace when I was a little kid, like if you go, at home. Because everybody was very accessible and the royal family was very accessible. So we learned many values of humility thanks to what happened in Morocco. And everybody in Morocco is behind, mashallah, the king and the royal family, exactly like in Saudi Arabia. And we are very inspired by the value because, mashallah, I think part of our education is not school. Part of education is watching the royal family, how they behave, how they are generous, how they inspire people, how they take care of their people. So I see a lot of similarity, mashallah. And this is really part of my DNA, my blood, my education. Yes, definitely.
ميمون بطبول.
Oh, yes. My late grandfather, and I took his name. My first name, in fact, it's Richard, yes, but it's Mimoun.
Mimoun, okay.
Yes, I am, my name, my second name is the first name of my late grandfather, الله يرحمه, ميمون بطبول.
الجذور اليهودية في العائلة المغربية، عندي فضول أعرف ماذا يعني أن تكون يهوديا في المغرب، وما هي الآثار الإيجابية والسلبية لهذه المرجعية؟
In Morocco, there is no Jew, no Muslims. We're all Moroccan. It's part of the constitution. So we have a different religion, but we feel so similar. And this is why I will fight until the end of my life for peace between not Jews and Muslims, because there is no conflict between what is happening in this part of the world where we have too many conflicts. And this is why I support so many visions, so many initiatives, so many strategies, including the Peace to Prosperity initiatives. And I am so happy that I saw Morocco finally finalizing a peace treaty, and so far and so on. So I think being a Moroccan Jew is being an Arab Jew. And if you ask me how do I define myself, I always say I'm an Arab Jew with all the values we have the same roots, the same DNA. In Morocco, my late grandfather was wearing a jellaba and a bilgha with tarbouche. My late grandmother was wearing kaftan. So totally similar. No difference. No difference. We were hosting our brothers and sisters, Muslims, to all our traditional ceremonies and vice versa. So there is no single difference. I learned Arabic before speaking French. I don't speak Hebrew. I speak Arabic, I don't speak Hebrew. Because our language is Arabic. So, you know, at the end of the day, we should not forget that. You should always know from where you are coming to really understand where you are going. And this is what is missing in our education system. The books should teach everything and not be, I would say, sectorial. You know what I mean? Education is key.
واضح. زميلي شاهين كتب وجهة نظر على موضوع المعارض والملتقيات والمؤتمرات، وأريد أن أستمع إلى ردك على هذه الوجهة النظر وعلى زميلي شاهين ماذا يقول إن أذنت لي وجهة نظر.
من خلال اطلاعي على تجارب مئات المؤتمرات والمنتديات البارزة التي تقام حول العالم، ثبت لي أنها قادرة على جمع القادة والمتخصصين والمؤثرين في مكان واحد، إلا أن قدرتها على إنتاج أثر حقيقي ما زالت محدودة. فبينما يقول البعض بأنها منصة لصناعة الحلول وتبادل المعرفة وتحويل الأفكار إلى واقع، إلا أنني أميل للرأي الآخر الذي يقول بأنها فعاليات تهتم بفخامة التنظيم ويغلب عليها الطابع البروتوكولي والتسويقي أكثر من المضمون العملي، كما أن المؤتمرات لا تصنع أثراً ولا تبني مستقبلاً، بل الأشخاص الفاعلون على أرض الواقع هم من يصنعونه. ربما ما توصلت إليه حقيقة وربما لا، لكنها في كل الأحوال تظل وجهة نظر.
تعليقك، تتفق تختلف مع شاهين؟
I agree. I agree. I will not say I agree because I saw this specific image where you have a lot from the World Economic Forum. No, I agree that you have much more conferences, summits who are not producing anything versus conferences, platform which has a real impact. So the question is, what should be done? Number one, I think we should save money by stopping to have many conferences with zero impact. And even international institutions should question themselves, what can we do to be more efficient and more impactful, including the United Nations, including all these climate conferences, including many conferences. We are very privileged at FII to have a real impact because we sign deals, because we launch concrete initiatives with results, because public-private partnerships are happening, and so far and so on. But we're not the only ones. You have some conferences which has a great impact, like the Munich Security Conference. Many things are happening, open conversations. The Clinton Global Initiative is one of them, and so far and so on. But I think it is a time to do a reset on many conferences, to rescale, to redefine the editorial, to redo the content. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we created amazing conferences platform which has a real impact. The Future Mineral Forum was created only 4 years ago. It became the #1 conference in mining, not by coincidence. It's because you have these ministerial meetings happening with CEOs, and they do charters, they do commitment. Real things are happening. Same with the Future Aviation Forum. Reinventing the total supply chain thanks to the Global Logistic Forum, because these conferences are led by doers. By doers. The Ministry of Industry, the Ministry of Transportation, GACA, Civil Aviation, and so far and so on. So I agree, many conferences are not impactful and useless.
واضح. لكن يعني يأتيك أحد ويقول لك ريتشارد أنا أحب الاف اي اي أو المؤتمرات اللي تعملها، ولكني قلق مع الوقت أن تتحول هذه المؤتمرات التي تشارك في صناعتها أن تكون متاجر كبيرة للكلام، أن تكون بدل أن تصنع لتبادل الأفكار يتم تبادل الألقاب فيها، بدل أن تكون لنجد حلول هي تأكيد الأهمية. أنا من النخبة وأنت من النخبة نلتقي في الاف اي اي.
You don't meet only elites at FII. You meet a lot of young entrepreneurs. You meet students. You meet a lot of young entrepreneurs. You meet experts. You meet professors. So you don't meet just the elite. The media are always mentioning the big names, but you should look at the list of the 8,000 people who are registered and you will see that it's very diverse. Point number one. Point number two. People are not stupid. People hate to lose time. The minute the conference or any conference is not having an impact or it's not bringing you something, people don't come back. And you see the decline. So this is why you need always to keep a challenge of being always interesting, always call to action, and delivering what you have promised. So this is why you are always challenged. Many conferences have declined or stopped, exactly like what happened in the IT industry. When I started my career in 1983, IBM, Compaq, Memorex, Hewlett-Packard, Apple, Dell. These were the brand of personal computers. Who is still alive? Only two brands. So you know, we should be extremely cautious. I can guarantee you that in 5 to 10 years from now, many players in the event industry will disappear. And many conferences will not exist anymore. So because people are the best judges.
يعني أنتم في هذه أنتم تدركون أنه خلطة الاستمرار يجب أن تطبخ من الآن، وليس خلطة الوصول. الوصول سهل، ولكن الاستمرار في التأثير هو الصعب. تدركون أن هذا هو قدركم وتعملون عليه.
100%. It takes you 30 years. 30 years to build a reputation. In 30 seconds, you destroy. Especially now with social media. So you need to work extremely hard every day, like if it was the same first day. I always say to my people, never be in comfort zone. We are always a startup. Always a startup. Starting always from scratch and reinventing yourself. I said, don't put a full organization to be rigid. No. We need to be always in an organized chaos. Always. So you're absolutely true. We need always to be ready to reinvent ourselves. And this is what we're trying to do at FII, at RNA. Never be in a situation where, khalas, you have arrived. No, you are never arrived. And this is why the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is in motion, non-stop, non-stop. We're learning, always we're learning. All these giga projects, people are always sometimes criticizing in the media. Oh, guys, we learn every day. Nothing is in the marble. Every day you discover challenges. Plus you have to work with the global economy. One day, the price of the oil barrel is in the sky. The next day is lower. So you have to work with all the challenges. The wind is not always blowing in the same direction. So you need to be very agile. And please, leaders of the media, you need to be more tolerant. You need to understand and support that sometimes we can change our opinion, we can change our direction, we can change some decisions. It's very important. It's not because we don't know. It's because we live in the world where the only thing we know is that we live in the unpredictable world. You wake up in the morning and you don't know anymore what is happening in the world. So you need to adapt yourself. You need to adjust. And it's not because you are changing your decisions that it's a catastrophe. Not at all. It's a very intelligent, it's proof of intelligence. You need to be agile. Very important.
المرونة والدهشة هي سر من أسرار الإعلام، ولذلك دائما نحن نحاول أن نستفز فيكم أفضل ما عندكم. شكرا سيد ريتشارد. شكرا سيد ريتشارد.
Thank you so much Mr. Abdullah for your hospitality. Thank you.
الشكر موصول لكم أنتم. وانقلوا عن السيد ريتشارد أتياس أنه يقول السعودية من مملكة النفط إلى مملكة الفرص. السلام عليكم.